I remember years ago, I went swimming with members of our church. And I remember there was a person there that they left and they went to the store. After they left, their son ended up drowning in the pool. And I'll never forget this because it was a very traumatic experience. They took the boy out of the water, and I remember seeing that his face was lifeless. His lips were blue. It was really one of the worst things I've ever experienced in my entire life. They administered CPR and the ambulance, they put him onto the back of the truck. And after that, they basically said, his heartbeat is very faint. So we showed up to the hospital. And once we went there, we prayed for him. And I remember praying for him. And during the prayer, nothing happened. And we began to get discouraged. His family was discouraged. So the next day, we were in prayer about it. And then the Lord spoke to me and he said, son, you prayed, but you prayed in fear and not faith. He said, I want you to go back up to the hospital and I want you to pray for this young man again. And so I decided to obey the word of the Lord, and I went to the hospital. I spoke to his father and I asked, can I pray for you? Once I was in the hospital room, he was in an induced coma. They said that his brain, that once he recovered, that more than likely, if he did, he would never be the same again. So I touched his feet. I remember I prayed and the room began to be filled with resurrection glory. And as the room began to fill with resurrection glory, the boy began to tremble. And as he was trembling, he was shaking, and I watched the power of God touching him while he was in the coma. I left the hospital room knowing that something had happened. There are times when the power of God is released where you instantly know that something has happened. It's like when Jesus felt the virtue go from him. He knew something had taken place, and the woman instantly knew that she was healed, the woman with the issue of blood. So I felt that virtue, I felt that power, I felt the resurrection fill the atmosphere, just like I feel resurrection filling the atmosphere where you are right now. God today is quickening your mortal body. By the time you get off this broadcast, I'm telling you there are miracles that are going to break out. And once I went to my home, I received a phone call that the boy was up and that he was talking again. The doctor said they had never saw someone's lungs clear out. His lungs had been full of blood. His brain was expected to swell. He was perfectly normal, as if he has never drowned.